Welcome to Amityville Horror. Thank you for visiting. I am Clint.
I'm Don.
And
we
I'm
have a
Claire
special
Bacon.
guest today. Yes,
Woo!
Claire Bacon is with us today, aka Slutty the Clown. If anybody has a Trauma subscription and has seen her movie, that is something that we definitely want to talk about as we dive into this. Thank you so much for getting together with us. We know it's getting kind of late where you're at.
And, it's not. It's fine. It's relatively early, and thank you so much for having me on. Thank you.
Yeah,
Our pleasure.
I guess it is only 9 o'clock over there. So you
guys
only 9 o'clock.
You guys are night owls.
You're gonna
anyway,
start fainting
right?
around 9:30 on our live stream. So
I know. I pass out. You keep me up past 9 o'clock, and next thing you know, I'll be snoring into the microphone. So this is more as much for me as it is for you. So.
Without a doubt.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We can all get tucked up nice and early in our jammies.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I have no pants on, so.
I'm glad you told us that, Don.
Yeah, as long as you don't stand up.
I'm not standing up.
Okay, cool. So I wanted to just get your take on your career and basically where it started and when you thought you wanted to go in this direction, because I know you do like a lot of cosplay and then back in the day I think you did a lot of like exploring of abandoned buildings, and some of that cropped up in your later work. So like where did you begin?
It's really strange. It kind of started our children left home and grew up, and we've always been into making costumes. We used to do a lot of themed events and make things for those kind of things. They left home, and we kind of sat there and went, oh, what do we do? I'm one of these people gets stuck in rabbit holes in YouTube. I think we all do it.
Oh, yeah.
We started watching Beck's videos, abandoned buildings, people exploring, and thought, wow, that looks amazing. I'd already had some friends who had done it before. We started going out, looking and exploring. We went to hospitals, churches, schools, mental asylums. I think I've been to 4. Just beautiful locations. And literally we were taking photos of that, and it was kind of, what can we do? What can we put to it? What can we make something stand out, something different, add to it? And one day we just took a couple of masks in a bag, went out, did our thing. Within a few weeks, it was like, wow, this is awesome. And we just ran with it. We started going to these amazing places, taking huge dresses, meeting other people, photographers, models, etc. And within a few months, Richard was shooting a lot of models, and I was working full time as a model. It just really went quick. I also did a lot of the cosplays and little viral videos. Slutty was created around 5 years ago as a Pennywise cosplay. Believe it or not, originally there is
I was going to ask
origins of that. It's crazy, and she kind of evolved really quickly. And then I got a message sent to me on Facebook by someone saying, oh, I think this would be great for you. I know you love horror. You've always made costumes. You've always been into creepy, stuff. You like it. Somebody wants someone for a Grindhouse style fake trailer for Trauma called She Dogs of the SS. I spoke to the director, who is Joe Cash, who directed Slutty, and literally went on to that. Did She Dogs of the SS, did the fake trailer. And at some point it was mentioned to Trauma about the Slutty the Clown character. The next thing I know, we're making Slutty the Clown within 11 days. And it was like, what? We made it in 11 days. It was absolutely crazy. From the day we found out we were going to start it, I think we had 6 days before we went on set. It was mental. And then everything just went from there. Really? That's how it happened. That's how I ended up in B movies and working for Trauma.
That's cool.
Here's another thing I was curious about. Have you ever thought about being like, so I've watched a lot of these, like paranormal investigator videos, especially like the stuff that you go and look at, these abandoned mental asylums and, under bridges and stuff like that. Have you ran into any shit with the paranormal?
Right. I have lots of friends who have paranormal channels and accounts who literally do that. That's what they do in urbex buildings. I have lots that do both. For us personally, yes, these places are incredibly creepy. They are. For me, I work in horror movies.
That is
It's
true.
kind of hard to be scared. I'm not an easily scared person at all. But we have had at least 2 experiences that even as a skeptic, I could stand in the middle of an abandoned building in the middle of the night on my own and not even break a sweat.
Yep.
But we've had 2 experiences in our that were not pleasant. Things you can't explain, even though you'd like to, and I am a skeptic. So
okay. Do you mind elaborating what those
No,
experiences were like?
I'll elaborate. We'd been to an abandoned manor farm estate
Down near London.
near London. We're Yorkshire, so we're like the other side of the country. We're all the other way
Okay.
down. We'd gone up for this place. We'd gone in. I was with 2 other friends, urbexers and Richard. We were downstairs, and Rich was taking a couple of photos of things. I was nowhere near him. I was in another room miles away, and the 2 lads were upstairs on another floor. Didn't think much of it. Richard had gone upstairs to get the others, and I'd stood at the bottom stairs and thought, oh, it's a bit creepy, and I don't do that. And I thought, oh, I hope they were up, because I had all the gear, all the camera equipment and everything. I was kind of, rather than drag it all upstairs for what they needed, I was waiting with the stuff.
Mhm.
We got back that night, started making food and everything, and they started going through their photos. And Richard had this photo. I've only seen it once, and I've asked never ever to see it again. There is a face in a mirror,
Shut the fuck up.
and it is the most twisted, distorted thing. And I'm sure Richard could probably pull it out if it was ever needed.
It's needed.
I've ever
It's
seen.
needed.
And I'll get him to find it. I'll get him to send it over at some point. We sent it to some friends. They've changed the paranormal name now. It's a guy called Dan that I know from Wales. And I sent it to him, and he kind of knows his stuff. This is what he does. And he was like, I've sent it to Fred. We cannot explain why that was there, why that picture. And I literally went cold at that point where it's like, I can explain most things. That's not pleasant.
Dan's exact words was, "Are you fucking with me?"
Yeah. Our friend's exact words were, are you fucking with me right now? Did you really take this photo? And it was like, yeah. And there's like this distorted, I think it's a female face. It kind of looks female face. But I mean, I was not even in the same room. I was miles. There was no way it could have been a reflection of anything. Non-explained, non-altered. My friend, as I said, does paranormal. He went through all the light settings on it and everything, to see if there was anything that could have caused it. Nothing. Very, very creepy.
Damn.
Incredibly creepy.
That's nuts. And it's I guess you can kind of take it beyond that. Paranormal things are terrifying without a doubt, but I've seen a lot of videos where real people are even more terrifying than any kind of ghost, any kind of apparition, because obviously that motherfucker's real. That somebody's there. There's a lot of squatters are
There's an English comedian joke which says you don't need to worry about the burglars. You don't need to worry about people under the bed. It's the burglars. It's the robbers. It's the real people in life that are truly sinister. What's that line? There's something really authentic about a guy with a knife. It's like it's just a guy with a knife, but it's more terrifying than the oogly booglies that are under your bed.
But he's real. That's the thing. Again,
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing. Of course, the paranormal is terrifying without a doubt because you can't explain it. Anything in the unknown is terrifying. But there's just something about seeing somebody right in front of you that's
exactly, yeah,
even more terrifying.
Absolutely. You'd think that. I mean, I've done a lot of horror, and while we were filming Slutty, one night we thought we was in I'm assuming massive abandoned place again, abandoned brickworks in England. Literally, kids go in and have parties, get drunk, live it up. It's just in the middle of nowhere. We use this for location, so there's quite often you'd see somebody, a group of children, not children, teens, drinking, partying, whatever. perfect place for. Sorry, it's loud outside. Perfect place for Jason to pick someone off. That kind of place.
Yeah.
And we decided one night it'd be really funny while we were filming to go and run up the stairs with me dressed as the clown in the pitch black and see if we could scare these teens for fun. I came around the corner, I've got my bat, and I'm running up the stairs, it's pitch black, and I'm doing the giggle. And they all went, all right? I just didn't even react.
I mean, yeah, what are you
like,
supposed to do?
Oh, okay, never mind.
Bye. Bye.
They're like, show me something I haven't seen.
It was the strangest thing. It's like, it was perfectly normal or something. They're like, all right, hi.
Yeah, it's like, I'm used to seeing this shit, and I'm probably.
If I'd have been that age and it'd been me, I'd have been terrified.
Yeah, done. Game over.
Yeah,
that is Lauren says she's so proud of you right now.
That is Lauren Annetts from Slutty the Clown, my best friend, who plays Cheryl Williams, the Nerf gun scene.
Oh my God.
That is my best friend, Lauren Annetts.
So, I just figured I would get that out of the way because I watched, obviously, your movie and watching all these abandoned buildings. I'm big into that. There's a channel I keep track on YouTube called Nuke's Top 5, and he always has these videos that people send into him, and I'm big into that. So seeing, like,
I wouldn't actually know Lauren Annetts if it wasn't for Urbex and Urban Exploration. We actually met because we were both Urbexers. That's how I met my best friend.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah, we all were in the same kind of circles for Urbex, and then we started chatting one day, and here we are.
So I guess something that me and Clint are both curious about with, like you said, you got started with the Urbex exploration and everything. So how did Troma find you, or did you find them?
As I say, I got someone basically sent me a post saying, I know you love horror. I know you do we were already doing horror photography and virals and cosplay. There's a director looking for someone to do this fake trailer, She Dogs of the SS, which was for Troma, which is on Grindsploitation 9, I believe, on Troma Now app. And it's a short fake trailer. Basically, I play a Nazi prisoner, and they tried to make me into a super soldier, and I killed them all.
Fantastic. Well,
and it's Troma, and it's full of blood, and it's full of boobs, and it's full of Nazis. So it's fantastic, really. But it is just a short fake trailer for Grindsploitation 9. And that's literally how I found Troma. I mean, obviously, we all know the Toxic Avenger and sort of Troma's work, and Lloyd, who I cannot stress enough is the most wonderful man in the universe. He is the nicest man in the world, and he's so great at what he does.
I love the fact
that's how Troma found me through that movie.
And I love the fact that Lloyd he's just so down to earth. Like he gets
it. He is. He's the most down to earth person in the entire world. I love him dearly.
I watched his interview with Shakespeare Shitstorm, and he's in a dress, and I'm like,
so
why am I not surprised at this? Like, some people be like, what the fuck is he? I'm like, that's just Lloyd Kaufman. I mean, that's him.
Oh, absolutely. He told me earlier on Twitter that Toxie wants me to be waiting under his bed to attack him. So, yeah, I mean, he's the greatest guy ever. He is so fun, and he's so lovely. And it's right. He's right what he says. Go out and make your own damn movie. He's the perfect advocate for that, Yeah, he is. I've learned so much by watching those kind of people in horror, and in B movies and Troma movies, and kind of learning. Really, as I'm learning on the job as I'm going.
And that's how a lot of people do it, I think. Learn as you go from your experience. I mean, on the job training, there is no better training, in my opinion.
I did not. There's nobody who kind of thinks one day, oh yeah, at 47 years old, I'll be starting in a B movie career. You just don't do that. It's bizarre, To me, it's kind of wow. I was surprised to be a photographer and a model at 42 years old. Suddenly, it's absolutely crazy how quick it's gone. It's kind of you have to take a step back and stop and think, oh wow, this is really what's happening. And I've always loved horror, and it's a dream come true, really. It really, really is.
Do you ever stop and think, why did I wait so long?
I think because we had children at home,
Yeah.
it was kind of a different kind of a life. But I mean, our children are all quite creative. Our youngest son is a musician. He's got a master's degree in music and production. And he's awesome. And it's like, I feel we all had quite creative vibes, but life gets in the way. I'd always had sort of creative projects, but never thought I would have the time or to go any further. I did theatre a lot I did art and drama at school and college. And then I went to be a hairdresser because we all need a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And I was a hairdresser for 20 years. And then the children left home and here we are, basically.
Yeah. No, I get it. Your focus was on something else. It wasn't that you were holding back and waiting to do something else. It's just once you didn't have that as your main focus anymore, you were like, well, what do I do now?
I thought at the time there was other things going on, you know.
You got a good bestie on Facebook. She says, "You've always been the most creative person I've ever met. Down ideas, filming, creating costumes, makeup. The list goes on, and she's where she deserves to be."
Says her as internationally published model. You know, says her.
Hey, again, you have to look at where you're at. I thought you were, 29 years old. So I was like, cool.
Stop.
So I'm like, well, she's just getting started. And then you tell me that, and now my mind is fucking blown. The fact that
really
you do what you do, and it's like, damn,
you really cannot place an age on you. It's looking at all the photographs.
That's so kind of you.
Yeah. I started following Richard's Instagram, and you're like his only subject, and these are beautiful pictures, and he really has an eye for that.
Yeah, do you know
that's kind of
my fault because he was shooting so many models, and then everything for me just like kicked off, and he doesn't get the time much. He takes a lot of Lauren though as well. Obviously, we're best friends. We spend a lot of time together, so bless him. The poor man has to run around after us.
She wouldn't be a model without you.
How about that?
Okay, so maybe I introduced Lauren to modeling. Maybe, possibly.
She apologizes that she's not spamming. I'm like, you're not spamming. This is an active Q&A. You can't spam on an active Q&A.
These guys are great, Lauren. Honestly, they don't mind. Honestly, I spam them all the time when
Starting to think we should have had her in here.
We should.
Oh, definitely. Another time, she will definitely come on and talk with me another time. Honestly, we both come on. Honestly, definitely.
If Richard's ass keeps playing Peanut Gallery, he's gonna come sit down.
Yeah, he can come in.
I told him he was gonna do it.
He actually hates this stuff. He was like, they asked if I wanted to go in, and I was like, well, are you? And he went, no. Oh, here it is.
Oh,
hi, Richard.
Oh, all right,
brother.
Yeah, I'm good. You.
He looks like he's going fishing.
Does he have a Crash Bandicoot shirt on?
Crash Bandicoot.
Yes, sir.
Might as well just sit the fuck down. Sir. Might as well just sit the fuck down. God, you guys are great. You guys are fantastic.
I would fit my ass on that seat with her. No, I'm saying Mark.
I was going to say, hang on. Oh, I'm gonna have to move. He won't fit in that seat without me. He's a big, like, he's 6'4", is Richard.
Oh wow, it's a tall fellow.
That's why I look strange sat on the arm now.
Yeah,
get away with it.
That's fine.
So I guess one thing we've been curious, like your guys' careers, with the photography and the modeling and everything. So, how did it get started with you two? How did you find each other? What were you guys doing when it happened?
Right.
We
I worked in an electrical store called Curry's as the administrator. Claire at the time was living with my manager.
Yeah, we were. But anyway,
awkward.
Well, no, we've been married 13 years. It's past awkward.
Oh yeah. Fair enough.
We've been together 20 years. We've been married 14 this year, I think.
Yeah.
14 years this year.
That's about where me and my wife are at right now.
Wow. It's flown for us. It seems to have gone nowhere. Time has just disappeared.
It's just the years go by. It's like shit.
Same.
Where did
we both had very generic jobs before this. You know,
Yeah.
like everybody else, it was like it came really quickly for both of us to suddenly be doing other things as a job. As I say, Rich is a full-time photographer as well. So, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I used to be the old shirt and tie to work and hated every minute of it.
I bet.
Really
I
did.
bet.
Honestly,
He did. He
I
absolutely
couldn't
hated
stand it. The first day I was driving to work with a shirt and tie on, after working in steelworks for the rest of my life, I looked at myself in the rearview mirror and I thought, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I ended up sticking to that for about 10 years because I ended up being a manager of other stores. And
Sure.
yeah,
Mhm.
didn't
I
like
think you
it
just
at all.
you get where you just
Mhm.
and I applaud. I mean, I commend both of you guys. I mean, you guys got out of what you were doing to do
I would
something
never
you
go.
wanted
We
to
would
do.
neither of us ever go back. It's as I say it a
No,
lot.
We love
It
it.
gets to be Halloween every day. How
Yeah.
good is
Mhm.
that?
Can't
Yeah.
beat it. You can't
I
beat
get
it.
to dress up to go to work
We've
in
got-
anything I like.
We've had some wild Halloween parties.
Yeah, we have over the years.
One or two.
Yeah, and it's like it's kind of like you're living your best life. We kind of have to
Yeah.
pinch sometimes. I mean, we make no money. You know, we're broke. We're B movie. We do art. We make no money. But God, how great is it that that's your job where you could literally last week I was Sigourney Weaver, and next week I'll be somebody else. And it's great.
I did enjoy that
It's real.
picture. I'm a huge Alien fan, so that was
yes,
really
he
cool to
is.
see
A
that.
lot of people have said we got that really right, and I'm so happy that people have said that because it's a hard one to do.
You're welcome.
It,
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
it lined
that
up
was
nice. It looked really clean.
Yes,
I liked it
it
a lot.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It did.
Richard's Photoshop skills and editing skills are great. And I'll be honest, we learnt the hard way on the job. We've only recently started using those kind of things. We always
Photoshop.
took things quite naturally and
Yeah.
tried to recreate it as in a cosplay.
I've only just started with Photoshop. I'm still learning that. That's so hard to learn.
Oh, gee,
Oh,
Adobe
there's
Photoshop.
So
Yeah.
many things to it. Yeah.
It's insanity with that, man. They need to instruct
It's mad,
with
isn't it?
that. It's nuts. It's insanity.
Yeah,
used to
I can
do
do the basic things and I'll stick to that and I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, you see,
Yep.
I'm absolutely terrible. I don't know much Photoshop. I could do bare editing, and I mean, I can, I'm a good photographer. I haven't
Mhm.
shot anybody for a very, very long time. We've actually, believe it or not, because we have a day job, as such, we've got 2 weddings to shoot this week. So
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
next week.
between us, I kind of do the close-up stuff, Rich kind of does the traditional shots, which is bizarre. You see, we do actually kind of have day jobs, but it's still creative. It's still what we do,
Mhm.
That's awesome. As you can kind of wrap it up in a normal day job, be creative and do what you guys do. I mean,
Mhm.
I would kill to have that. I'm an IT technician, so I'm like, stop
Do you
breaking
know
your
what? We're
fucking
living our
computers.
best life. I get that. I pinch myself, as I say every day, that we get to do co-creative stuff for a job. It's amazing. We are lucky. I'm so lucky. Who would have thought that anybody would have seen me and gone, "Oh yeah, be in my movie"? Like what?
Yeah, I mean we have blood spatter on the bedroom on the living room walls. and
Yeah,
everything.
the problem is our house actually looks pretty crazy because we create a lot of home, especially we've had the lockdowns obviously and
So
everything.
if we're
And
squirting blood for a photograph, it ends up all over the walls. It's just a
Rich
mess.
is constantly redecorating to cover things.
Clint, we need to put our wallets together and we need to go see them. That's what we need to do. Halloween parties.
Oh,
I
that'd be
probably
great.
won't.
Yeah.
I won't come back to the States.
In those kind of things.
Well, you brought up your wild Halloween parties, and I remember seeing some comments on one of the streams that I was looking at lately, where maybe there was some injuries that have occurred at some of your parties, and maybe you had to do some creative, like stitching or something like that to piece somebody back together. How did that go about?
As I said, I'm not easily scared, and I am. Even if Lauren's still on, she'll tell you I am not squeamish at all. Like nothing makes me vomit. We have had a few. I mean, you nearly lost the end of your finger, and then you had 3rd-degree burns on your hands, and his skin was coming off. We did a party. We were at a friend's house, and have you seen people do the trick where they pour alcohol on their hand and set fire to it?
Okay.
You
I
pour
think
like
so.
tequila on your hand and then
Yeah.
set fire to it. Usually the alcohol just burns away dead quick. Fine. Oh no, his hand caught fire completely.
Yeah, there was just that one night that motherfucker won't go out, and I was shaking my hand about, and it just got worse.
He's so
Skin
bad.
was just hanging off my hand.
So I was saying, "You okay?" We doused it down, and I got him all iced up, and he was like, "No, I'm fine. I'm okay." We'd all had some drinks.
A lot of drinks.
Everybody. Next thing, I woke up and I thought, it's 2 a.m. I thought, where is it? He's in the bathroom. The skin peeling off his hand.
Yeah, get out of town.
Holy shit.
It was awful. It was absolutely the worst thing. And I was still like, oh, for God's sake, here we are again. He's not as bad, but he used to do really silly things like that. I think I may have stitched Joey up once.
I think
I've done it a couple of people. It's like I think sometimes we do camp a lot as well and things like that, and you're not always the closest to somewhere to do something. Even steri stripping. I don't know what is that the same with you, where you strip something with like we've got like paper sutures.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've done that loads of times. See, I don't get squeamish. I really just don't.
I'm not even at this point. I'm not even worried about the squeamish. The fact that you know how to do this shit is even more impressive than. Yeah. Oh, I don't get squeamish. Like,
I'm a jack of all trades and master of none.
Is it impressive that you can do all that, or is it scary? Because I can never decide.
I guess it depends on the perspective. I can go either way.
If she's not in makeup, I'm cool. If she's there and she's slutty, I'm probably like, what the fuck? I got a
I might be a little concerned if I saw that.
Up. What is happening?
Laid open,
We went and we went downstairs and printed some pictures off. Which are on the
God, yeah, we went to your photo mat to get some pictures printed.
And the guy was bringing the pictures up on this big computer screen, and he comes across a couple of clown pictures. Well, he's shit scared of clowns, isn't he?
He's chlorophobic, and he was like, "Oh my God, why didn't you want me?" I was like, and I forget because like most of they love clowns, and I know there is big phobias, and I'd never scare anybody. People are scared of what they're scared of for very good reasons.
Scared me,
right?
I mean, I'm terrified of cockroaches. Actually, that's one thing I'm terrified of. But yeah, this poor guy, he freaked out, didn't he? It was really bad. I felt so bad for him today.
That guy quit that day. He quit.
I guess I might have
said,
bad about that
I can't do this shit.
But how are you supposed to know? I mean, to warn the guy, it's like
I wouldn't.
Hey, I'm afraid of clowns.
Send the file and print it ourselves, but we wanted a particular size, and he said, "Oh, I'll do it for you."
Mm-hmm.
And he was like absolutely struck. He was like, "Oh my God, I'm chlorophobic." He was like, "I'm really sorry." And he was like shaking. I felt really bad. I was like, "But it's only me," because I was dressed in my normal.
The futurist told us to message the shop and only go down when he's not in.
Yeah.
True story.
I would have loved to have been that dude's manager. I would just scrolling through and be like, "Oh shit." Yeah, no wonder you were fucking scared to death.
Yeah.
Well, I was apologizing, but I was holding a laugh in it.
Oh, no doubt about it. That is.
I don't know. I mean, people say I can't, even in most of the characters that I do, I'm very good at getting right up close to the camera and looking quite sinister. And I kind of did it when I used to do cosplays, and I've done haunt stuff in the past. And I said I did theatre for quite a bit. I did a local regional theatre, amateur dramatics kind of things when I was in my early 20s a little bit. And I was always really good at kind of getting into people's heads and being really, really, really sinister.
Right.
I don't know what it is.
The Pennywise thing. I mean, your inspiration. I know, Pennywise and stuff like that. I mean, even probably Art the Clown a little bit, being the new age.
Yeah.
With Terrifier and everything. I mean,
what do we think about Art the Clown? That's a good one.
What do I think?
What do we think?
I love Terrifier without a doubt. Can't wait for the sequel.
Yeah. The gore is shock factor. It is some of those. One of those kills in I think the first is ooh.
Yeah, but there's a lot of clowns that are out there that I mean, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's obviously your classic.
Cool.
Stitches and anything with John Wayne Gacy, unfortunately, is
unfortunately for who he was, John Wayne Gacy has received this huge clown persona.
Yeah.
Don't forget American Horror Story.
American Horror Story.
Twisty.
Yeah.
Twisty. Yeah, I love Twisty.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
I've said before, people always think of me because she's quite giggly and silly. They go, "Oh, Harley Quinn," but she was always a lot darker. I think it's because it's a girl clown. That's what most people could only identify with. If you get what I mean.
That is true.
I always wanted it to be a lot darker, a lot harder, and a lot more scary.
Well, I think you got that, so you're good there.
Yeah.
Good.
No, you got that. But again, I mean, it's still, there's bits and pieces that people will pull apart from you know,
Yeah, I feel like I'm
other
trying to-
characters.
Yeah, jump in that. One sec, let me just swap seats
No,
again.
you're good.
Oh,
I'm going to run to the fridge for a beer.
get me
Yeah,
one.
man.
Wonderful.
You want one?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
fucking lootly. I'm not gonna complain. Yeah, send an envelope. I'm
A
ready.
bottle of Stella.
I'll take Stella.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Stella
I do
Artois.
like Stella as a beer.
So, I do want to go back to the photography thing because the
Yeah,
two of you seem to make a very good team as far as that goes. And I was trying to find like a listing, like social media or otherwise, of it's RB Photography, right?
Yeah, there's
So-
RB
so what is-
Photography on Facebook,
Okay.
and he also has Richard Bacon on Instagram, and he has Rich from Brid on Twitter. He was always called Rich from Brid. Rich is actually an ex-world champion kickboxer, martial
Oh.
artist.
Okay.
And he always used Rich from Brid was like his kind of name that they used when they announced him and stuff. So that's on a lot of his media. If you look at Rich from Brid, you'll find that quite a lot. He's got a few accounts under that. But yeah, RB Photography on Facebook for most of his work. I must be honest, I take up so much of his time. He doesn't have time to do half the stuff he should be doing or uploading. It's my fault.
I just don't get 2 minutes. I'm downtrodden.
I mean, he's my chauffeur, he's my cook, he's my bottle washer, he's my confidant.
Oh
Yeah.
my. He's a good guy to
That's
have
why I've got
around.
a great beer.
He's amazing. I mean, I was hoping he was gonna
Guy's the best.
hop on, and man, I'm not disappointed in the least. Like having both of you guys on here is fucking phenomenal.
It's
Like, 'cause
lovely to be here. You guys are so nice, and I watch a lot of your podcasts. And I must admit, you get kind of dark, and these people are amazing. I get amazing people speaking to me now, and I'm like, why are you talking to me? I'm nobody. You don't know me.
You just
I'm
see,
like,
you just don't get it. Like we're just
I
drawn
do.
to the
It's
people.
very...
We're drawn to those people. You know, we've talked a couple times, and every time
Yeah,
we talk,
definitely.
I've talked to Rich, and it's just like, it's not so much like what you guys do. It's just you guys are great fucking people. Like I could care less what you
You're so
do.
kind.
Like the fact that you come on and you talk like you do, that's what matters. Like you didn't, and I was hoping you were gonna put your makeup on and dress up, but even if you
Oh, of
hadn't,
course.
it would have been just as good because
I
you
should have
know,
done
I'm all about
You
talking.
know,
I'm all about
Have you
talking.
seen Smutty? Have you seen Smutty the clown? Have you seen Richard's clown persona?
If I did, it was only once, and I'm
I
having
did, I
trouble
don't remember
recalling
it,
it
and
now.
I'm-
I'll have to
Was
look
it
up
the,
pictures. Are they out there?
Can you just do
American
it right
Gothic?
now?
Was it
Okay.
that?
All right.
There's an American Gothic recreation picture that we did. You know, the
Oh,
pitchfork thing?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
somewhere. It's somewhere. But yeah, it basically like Rich does one called Smutty the Clown. It's kind of a punk, kind of like Sex Pistols kind of clown.
I'll give you till
Oh,
5
I like
o'clock.
it.
Go do it. Come back. We won't end the feed. I'll wait and wait and wait. That's worth price of
Will
admission.
you go find? Have you got your other phone?
What would you need? That picture?
American Gothic.
I feel bad.
This
for
is
asking.
terrible.
Damn it.
So
I feel bad for asking, but I have to see that. That's because that's
I
gotta
don't-
be amazing.
I don't know if you can see it.
yes,
Holy
Yes.
shit.
that is beautiful.
Yeah, that's
great. I like that.
See, that's me learning Photoshop.
Yeah, I was gonna
See?
say that's
Hey,
pretty good.
You know better
I
than you
think
think
that
you
was
do.
our Halloween picture from last year. We do like there's another one as well with our cat in front of us with a red nose on. So it's like a Halloween holiday cat.
Uh,
Yeah.
I bet you guys do throw some wild ass Halloween parties. You have to.
It's been a while, but yeah,
Yeah.
there is evidence I think somewhere on Facebook.
Used
of
to
some of them.
last a good 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, they were amazing. We've always made. I think it kind of stood us in good stead for now. We always did our own effects, our own costumes, our own props, anything we made. One year we did a full Silent Hill set before we did any of this. I made the full nurse costume. He was one of the gas mask guys, you know, in the lifts,
Yep.
the searchers. And another friend of ours made a pyramid head with a full sword and everything. And we didn't even take photos then. We didn't even do stuff.
Yeah.
We just made the whole stuff.
That's
We've always
awesome.
been obsessed with that kind of thing.
Oh, dude, Silent Hill. It's got some of the most creative characters in it,
love
especially
Silent Hill.
Pyramid Head. I mean, he's become
Silent Hill
synonymous
is
in
in my
horror.
top movies. I must be honest.
it's some of the weirdest stuff I've ever seen.
It is some weird
It's
shit. I
And
love
awesome.
it.
I mean, the remake, the second one. I think it was like, what did they call the second one? Resurrection.
Revela- Revelations.
Revelations. Was it? I can't remember. But it was great. It wasn't
did a-
as.
Was it Revelations?
I think it was.
And it-
The first one was like, just for me, it was one of those movies that made me go, "Wow, I want to be something creepy." Those nurses just like were so inspiring. Just the whole, it's the clicking.
Yeah.
Thing.
Oh yeah.
It was like so great. It was just things like that. Just I love
If,
that.
if you've ever played the games, which obviously you probably
Yeah.
have. I mean,
my kids played the games, and I have sort of
back in the day, it was fucking
Really?
terrifying. You know, you're
Yeah.
just running through the hallways because you don't see anything, and then
No,
one of the nurses is right there, and
I did.
What's
One
really
of our
funny-
kids actually absolutely like freak himself out over. I think that. Yeah, I think I remember one of our kids being absolutely terrified
Yeah, it was
or
youngest
something
Michael.
like that. Yeah,
I remember him screaming
Yeah.
at the computer screen. I was thinking something was wrong.
and he'd gone in, and he was playing that. Yeah,
Yeah, I nearly shat my pants. I thought he broke his legs off to me. Yeah.
it's no fucking joke. Like some of the shit in that game is insanity. It's like, yeah, I don't want to see that shit in real life, and you
No,
guys bring
me
it to the
neither.
forefront. It's like, oh, cool, get to see a fucking
I
nurse
don't
from
wanna
Silent Hill.
see that. And that thing in the cubicle with all the barbed wires.
Yep.
That is like truly terrifying.
I tell you,
And that's-
Konami had their shit together when they made that game. They
Yeah, absolutely.
Check-
I love that movie.
So that's why I don't go for shit in an abandoned building.
Yeah. That's,
never know what you're
that's
gonna
the
find.
type. That's the type
Nope.
of imagery and things that I've seen that make me completely leery of abandoned places and seemingly lifeless locations. You know that are deteriorating and so forth because my imagination gets the better of me and I draw things like that up to where I'm like, well, I don't want to go in there because.
Yeah, you see, as I say, apart from the couple of experience we've had, I say I quite often wander off on my own,
Mhm.
you know, and people go, "Where's Claire gone?" And I'll literally be sat somewhere having a smoke on my own in the middle of a dark room, and they're like, "You're just strange." I'm the
That's
scariest
setup
thing out there.
for like 75% of horror movies. The person that goes
85.
off by themselves.
85.
I mean, you do that on purpose.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, see, I'll be right back.
Yeah, she'll just say it just to fuck with you. I'll be right back. Oh, I just broke a cardinal rule from Scream. I'll be right back.
yeah.
I actually say that a lot. As I say, like some people are a bit dodgy with Scream because of the size of the franchise, but I am an absolute Scream lover.
Oh, we are too. We are.
I
too, without a doubt.
absolutely just those movies, even now, as a comfort movie to go to, are just my favorites. You know, I mean, we went to see the anniversary remastered just January, and then of course the new one when it came out.
Yep.
And just loved it. I loved what they did with it as well. I think they've kept it pretty good. The opening scenes were amazing in the new one.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Like we were talking last night, you know, that redefined the slasher genre when it literally was on life support.
Yes,
Scream brought it
exactly.
back.
Completely. I mean, and I have a thing about strong female characters as well. You know, obviously, doesn't anybody? I mean, and I know it's not generally the cool indie B movie stuff. You know, it's quite mainstream, but you know, Sidney Prescott as a character to carry through. You know, the Gil Weathers even. You know, it's just like that whole strong character, and the fact that they always kill the biggest star in the first 2 minutes. It's absolutely amazing. That I just love that.
Yeah.
The Drew Barrymore thing was just.
It's a red herring.
Stunning.
It's you got Drew Barrymore, and then the second one you got Jada Pinkett Smith. It's like because they show you on the trail on the poster. It's like, well, they're standing there amongst the main characters,
and then she dies. It's
like,
just awesome.
Whoops.
We went to see the remastered original when they redid it. I swear to God, we've watched that movie a billion times. And when the chair goes through the patio windows, he literally left his seat. The sound was so well remastered. He was like, "Whoa, we've seen it a billion times."
It was coming. I nearly hit the roof.
Well, and you probably saw, and the cool thing with the remastered stuff that they're doing, like especially like the 4K stuff, you see shit you don't see 20 fucking years ago.
Yeah,
absolutely. Several times we both went, I don't remember. It didn't look like that. Whether it's because it's clearer, obviously, and they've made it more framed or whatever they've done. It literally blew me away to watch that in the new edit, and I didn't think it would. As I said, I've watched this movie a bloody billion times. I watch it as a comfort movie on a Sunday. You know?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I didn't notice that 20 years ago when I first watched it, and the 1,000 times I watched it after that.
You see, a lot of people hate 4. I
A
actually
lot of
really
people
like
hate 4.
Thor.
I like 4, and they're bringing Hayden Panettiere back. They just announced
Yeah,
that.
God,
which
yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Kennedy needs to come back. She needed to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, they keep saying about Matthew Lillard, but I don't think there's been anything like absolutely grounded
I don't
solid.
want
I'd
that.
say.
I don't want that anyway. As much as I like to see him back in it, just let that die. Because you got a fucking TV slammed on your head. I mean, and you got stabbed. Probably not coming back. Oh well.
Yeah, but then if we're going to go there, there's plenty of that have had their heads completely chopped off and come back.
Yeah, this is true.
Come on.
And you say Matthew Lillard, and there's one franchise that I really it's not even a franchise, but there's one movie I wish that they would just do more with, and that's 13 Ghosts.
I loved 13 Ghosts. I really did. And do you know what? For the movie of kind of the where it was aimed, it's pretty terrifying again.
Yeah.
It's like the aiming of it, of the audience they were kind of going for.
Mhm.
It was very much sort of, I would think, late teen horror. It was never anything supposed to be, this is the scariest movie you've ever seen. But the characters in that, yet again, are pretty terrifying.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
I think a good character is the source of anything being quite scary, personally.
Thank you. That's exactly what we try to say, is that I could care less about, honestly, your story or anything, but if you have entertaining characters, you have entertaining
Same as we say with Art the Clown. It doesn't say a word.
No.
It's just noises.
Yeah.
And with me, Slutty doesn't speak at all. She's got that giggle, which is surprisingly innocent, but when you've heard it 16 times, it's terrifying.
Yeah, it's pretty sinister at that point.
It's gritty and sinister. It's like that noise. Even my best friend, if she's still here, hates that sound.
She's here. She keeps reiterating that she's here.
Mhm.
Bless her. But honestly, like she even says, "Oh, here she is. I hate that noise. It gives me flashbacks. I've got PTSD."
The clown laugh. That's fucking hilarious.
Well, it is, and it's not my laugh. Obviously, I lost my voice on Slutty.
Lauren's 25, but you would think she was 65. We call her Granny Barnsley. She's from Barnsley in South Yorkshire. And she's just like an old woman.
She'll literally be sat there a cup of tea now.
She will.
Holy shit. See, I am so glad that he came on here, because he's going to give those little snippets, those little details.
Don't tell him that.
Oh, I love it.
So much.
Oh God, no.
Well, I'm gonna pencil you in for the end of July. And, 3-hour interview. We got that's gonna be our allotted time.
Oh God, he could tell some tales about me and Lauren.
Lauren lived with us for a year, and I used to go to work for a rest. It was an absolute nightmare.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
Literally, the poor man would come home and she'd be doing Tina Turner in a wig in the middle of the living room floor, and I'd be filming her crying with laughter, and he'd be like, "So you've had a productive day then?"
all I can do is just picture this shit.
Seriously, it's easy to picture if you've ever seen me and Lauren together in anything.
I'm just thinking of Tina Turner with her big ass fucking hair. I'm like, most people can't pull that off. So if you can do it,
I promise you, Lauren Alex can pull anything off.
She is a force to be reckoned with. She's so much fun.
If you've ever heard Chris Brown and Little Dicky in a Yorkshire accent, that is the funniest thing you'll ever hear in your life.
God damn, please tell me that's on YouTube. Please tell me somebody recorded that.
It might be.
It actually might be. There's a great one on her YouTube. I'm going to shout her YouTube channel out now, called Know the Unknown One. Right. There is a video of her doing a mime to tribute to Tenacious D. It is one of the funniest things you'll ever watch in your life.
I mean,
I'm going to watch that. I love Tenacious D. So.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
They could share it to the page. That would be fine.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to happen. I wonder if that's going to happen next. But yeah, so, back to you with what you do and what you brought to the table. I mean, your photography is incredible. Your modeling is incredible.
Thank you.
Your movie's incredible.
We're just winging it. It's all smoke and mirrors. We're just literally winging it, honestly. Every day of the week.
If you can wing it that good, because some people can't. And again, what you do, both of you guys. I mean, Rich with your photography and Claire with your photography modeling. I mean, it's
I've got the films I've got coming up at the moment. Wow. I've even had to write notes, so I don't miss anyone out.
Let's talk about some of those if you can.
Right.
Notes.
Yeah.
I've had to write notes because I've got so much on, and I'm
Shocker.
blonde, as we all know.
Yeah.
So the thing I'm really, really into is Diwali Maniac Bloodbath.
Heard of
Right.
it.
I'm working with Bal Kang. He has literally just done Mother Mortis, which is about to drop on Troma really soon as well.
Okay.
He's a great director from Derby in England. He's also got Book of Elf on Troma right now. Basically, it's a huge new project. It's going to be an English Asian slasher style bloodbath. This guy
Nice.
has kills coming everywhere. We start filming on the 5th of June.
Okay.
So really, really soon. So I've been diving into that script. Bal is amazing. If you want someone on, get Bal Kang on. He's
Balraj Khan,
yeah, Balraj Khan. Apothesis Productions. I'll send you the links over.
Hypothesis.
Yeah.
Apothesis Productions. I'm terrible with names. This is why I write things down. He's absolutely awesome. I've got such a good vibe with him at the moment. He's kind of written me as a final girl. It looks like I survived this one, and I get to be a bit of a badass.
Cool.
So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to this. I really, really am. And he's great. And he's got
Oh,
some.
that's the guy you invited to our group.
Yes, Bal is absolutely awesome lad. He did Perfect Turn podcast a few weeks ago. That's coming up soon for him, which I did. Those guys are awesome, by the way. They were so nice to me.
I watched it.
They were so kind to me, honestly.
You're fantastic.
Yeah, I saw your episode.
But yeah,
I'll have to look for his.
Definitely one to watch out for. You need to watch out for Mother Mortis. That is going to be amazing when that drops. I can't wait. And I say we're doing Diwali, which is going to be an Asian English crossover, the first of its kind. In this country, we're quite multicultural. People think we all sit there and we're very English and we drink tea, and we're not. We're quite a multicultural. There's lots of Asian sort of mixed families. I'm from an Asian, English, Afghan, and Japanese mixed family.
Oh wow.
So it's it's crazy. So like I'm so happy to be working on this with him. It's gonna be amazing. He's one definitely to watch out for. I'm so pumped for that at the moment.
We'll watch out for that. Was it Zombie Nun?
Right, I've got a Zombie Nun Massacre, and that is with producer, screenwriter, and author Ian Armour, who is absolutely amazing.
That dude's.
I love the name.
Yeah, Zombie Nun Massacre. We've actually done some promo shots for that. They've been going around.
I think I saw a couple. They look great.
Yeah, he's writing script. I think he's not far off. It's getting pitched. We're getting there. It's relatively new. That's going to be kind of a spoof horror vibe. I guarantee he's going to bring something a bit classy to spoof horror. He's a great writer. He's done some amazing stuff. If you haven't seen Ian Armour stuff, go and look at his writing. He's awesome. We've got that tagline of Die Now, Pray Later, which is pretty awesome.
Pretty fucking amazing, without a doubt.
Die Now, Pray Later. That's the tagline to go for, I feel. So that's coming up soon, kind of as early development works. And then, that's also with Lynn Waters and Red Door Vision and Ian Armour. Sorry, I have to write things down. I have terrible memory.
You're fine.
We
have notebooks too.
I know what you mean.
I'm terrible.
I'm
awful. And then with Will Metheringham, I've got Creeps at the Gym. I don't know if you've seen any promos for Creeps at the Gym.
I've seen it mentioned a couple times now.
Yeah.
I feel we're starting that in September. That's going to be quite a long project. But I've been told today that we have got the theme song by Sandy Johnson, aka Judith Myers.
Holy shit! Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Wow.
That's I know. How amazing is that? That is just wow. Blew my mind. And then when I tell you we've got Lindsay Drew Honey from American Werewolf in London.
Holy shit!
Get out.
Okay.
Absolutely. And we've also got the great Danny Thompson.
Oh my
Scream
God.
Princess. As well, Tony Morden from Witches Sands of Time, from the Horror on Sea lot, who are all amazing, by the way.
That's not out yet, right?
No. We're early stages with that.
Okay. I want to see that. That looks amazing.
Yeah, we're early. It's a long process. We've got some funding coming up and everything, to do some fundraising, etc. But it's in place. Their promos are out now. You can see those on the Creeps at the Gym page, and that's Will Metheringham. That's going to be awesome. I mean, it's going to kind of be a cross between Slumber Party Massacre and The Fog. That's all I can say
Holy
right
shit.
now.
Right.
And Creeps
man.
of the Gym is basically as it said. It's got that real nice 80s neon gym vibe.
They made a really nice trailer.
Yeah, the trailer and the promos are. I can't wait. I'm playing a wrestler.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
You please tell me you do a Hurricane Rana and break somebody's neck.
Oh, trust me. We're actually having. There is actually going to be a wrestling workshop for it, everything. So
Get as real as you can.
Bear in mind, I have a big martial arts background, so I'm going to teach her a few things as well.
yeah.
Very
So,
good.
Yes, I'm doing that. We were encouraged to make our own personas for the wrestling part, so I think we're going to go with Long Jane Silver. I think I'm going to be a pirate. I think that's where we're going. We'll see. We'll see. It's early stages, but I can't wait to be involved in this project. It's going to be quite a big project. It's going to blow everyone away, I think.
It sounds amazing from what
That
I've seen.
sounds amazing.
It sounds amazing.
Honestly, what with that and Diwali Bloodbath, which as I say, I can't wait to kind of get into a final girl role. This is going to be amazing. And my cousin Aaron is also, Aaron Hakim, he's also got a part in that as well, which is brilliant. So I get to work with my own cousin as well on set. So that's going to be great for Balrog.
That's a small fucking world right there. Work with your cousin.
Yeah. He's actually at drama school right now. And of course, with it being an English Asian crossover, they were looking for Asian actors. So I hit my cousin up. He wanted extra free show reel, and I said, "Come to horror. It's fun. Come and play." So yeah, that's all that's happening. So it's going to be great. And Bal, as I say, Bal can watch out for this guy. His kill count is just going to be amazing. As I say, he's got a kind of a trauma vibe. As I say, he's got a couple of movies with trauma. It's going to be great. It's going to be. I can't wait for Diwali Maniac Bloodbath. Yeah, Mother Mortis is his movie that it's just waiting to drop on trauma. As we know, sometimes they get stuck with trauma. It's like they try and get everything out, but they do a great job. But in indie horror, obviously, they're so big. You know, they've got so much to go through.
I guess with like especially over in the UK, we've talked to a couple people, over here in the States, about indie horror. So how is the business over there? Is it easier to get a part over there, or how does it really work? Or do you just fly over here and do your thing? How does it work?
There's so much indie horror in this country, and everyone, as I said, they do it as a passion. Everyone's broke. If you get an opportunity to go abroad, you've got to think what that costs to the average indie filmmaker. So it's like, we can't afford to go over there unless someone's paying, and they can't afford to pay. So opportunities to go to America to film are quite few and far between. It's all pricing. Everyone's broke in horror, as we're in indie horror. We all know everyone's broke. We're all broke.
I think since doing Slutty the Clown and what have you, we've realised it's a lot bigger in this country than we ever thought.
Yeah, there seems to be a resurgence in new directors. I don't know what you think in our country, in England, whereas for a lot of years it was very much we were restricted to what we saw in cinemas. Our video stores were a lot smaller, and then we lost Blockbuster, obviously, and we didn't have that many anyway. I live in a small seaside town, and it's like we have one tiny little cinema that literally shows like maybe 2 main features a week.
When it says tiny, it is tiny. I can't even sit in the seats.
Yeah, it's this tiny little thing, and we have to travel sort of like
40 miles
to go to our nearest big cinema
where I can sit comfortably.
So like you think like the opportunities, like a lot of England's quite rural as well. Like places like London, it's a lot different. Everybody's casting, everybody's working. But when you're sort of further down Yorkshire, Game of Thrones, Sean Bean sounding country, it's a load different. It's like opportunities are there, but you kind of got yourself to get yourself there. You've got to put as much in. It's kind of like the opportunities are there, but it's usually for extras. And as I say, like most of the time with B-movie actresses, it's about tits and blood. And there isn't, the English aren't prudish, but you tend to find it comes from.
Oh, yeah, darling.
Oh, we're not. But it tends to come from sort of things like me, who started off in modelling and new modelling, fan art modelling, who tend to go into these things because they're asked to do the big titty girl running across the lawn with the sprinkler and the blood, and they're asked to do those things because of the confidence, and there isn't a lot of paid work in that. I mean, probably would think I was doing well most of the time to get travel, you know,
Right.
in this country. You know, it's B movies. Nobody's got any money. We do it for the love. You do it because you love it, you know?
Yeah, we do it because it's like every day's an adventure. We just go for it, don't we?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where it is, where we've got to go to, we'll just go.
It's all an adventure, isn't it? And life is a little bit too short to not do what you really want to do. You know, we learn that. I say we're quite older, so you know, you kind of learn that late in life. Some people, I think, for younger people, sometimes these days, it'd be a good lesson to think that life is a little bit too short. You know,
I'm only 24.
First of all, and I told her earlier, neither one of you motherfuckers look like you're over 30. So it blows my mind. I'm
very
like,
kind. It's the clown makeup. It hides a multitude of sins.
No, I've seen you without the makeup. It's just it's that longevity. But you know,
I think you've got to enjoy what you do. It's like everything. It's like you guys doing this. You know, you've got to enjoy what you do. If you don't enjoy it, then what's the point? You know, it's like, and I understand that we all need to support ourselves and live a 9 to 5. But if you've got that chance to do a little bit of both, even though you're broke, if you can live and you can do what you want to do, then do it. I'd say that to anyone in hindsight of what's happened to me in the last few years.
Yeah,
just do it. It can only do better.
I'm glad we hopped in to doing what we did, because I mean, you know, me and Clint talked about it, you know, at a bar one day. We're like, hey, why don't we do a podcast? And, you know, we hit the ideas and we're like, you know, you think that would work? Probably not, maybe. And, you know, here we are. Like I was telling him.
Same premise of, exactly. Same premise as putting a couple of masks in a bag and seeing what happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
We just hit 3 months earlier, and
the journey's been wonderful so far.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 months ago, I wouldn't imagine that I'd be sitting here talking with wonderful people like you. So this is it makes it worth it. It really does.
It does.
You guys are amazing, and I listened to your podcast, and as I said, I was kind of daunting, and Jamie's been amazing, and she kind of just the same as he goes, I haven't watched that movie, and you kind of think, oh God, am I going to sound like I don't know what I'm kind of talking about, you know?
We don't give a shit. We wing this. That's what we do, and I think that's why a lot of people take to.
I must admit, it's one of the most nice and relaxed podcasts I've been on.
It's my first.
No, it's his first. He's a behind scenes man. Usually, he's not.
He's amazing.
That's all right.
He'd be great on an episode.
Cooking, or I'm doing the vacuuming or something.
Oh, here he goes. Getting a big medal.
You just you can't. Now you can't say anything.
Your award's coming. It's
you
in the
said
mail.
that man deserves a medal.
He does.
He does.
He actually does. I swear to God. You imagine putting up with somebody like me and Lauren on set? Can you imagine that? I mean, on Slutty, he did like security, transport, catering, you know, just literally like everything. And like, how could you put up with that? You know,
everything.
I saw that on a
needed to be
movie
done
earlier. I was watching the credits. I was like, holy fuck, this person did every fucking thing. What did everybody else do? You know, even down
honestly,
like
for all of us,
That's
these
what
things.
I felt like on Slutty. Like there's nobody else there. It was all just me.
If you need to turn the camera off for 5 minutes, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, the baby's the plus button.
I think with Slutty though, it's like it's again like all these things. They're a labor of love, you know. And we all camped in tents in -5.
Oh, it was cold. It was horrible.
It was freezing, and there was no hot water on set. We had no facilities.
Because I made the hot water.
Yeah, true. I did all my own makeup and washed it off in front of a campfire and with a bowl. And my shoes fell off me on the last day, and I had to swap one of the girls. You know, because my boots had disintegrated because it was quite damp and frosty, and like literally I've been running all the time, and they literally fell off my feet.
It was bad because as I was watching the movie, there was not a time when I kept seeing your breath. I'm like, God damn, did they decide to like push this? No, your breath was there the whole time. It was
cold. Lauren Anna, I have backstage photos of her somewhere where she's got a hot water bottle stuffed down the back of her trousers to keep down over those booty shorts to keep her warm.
That's insanity, dude. That's
the poor thing.
But that's what you got to do to like make these things succeed, because you don't
sacrifices you make for your art.
Yeah.
Like at the end where I kill Rich I go towards Rich with the chainsaw at the end.
Yep.
That was real written. That was really like that. We were trying to do the final shots and pack up. It was coming down that hard. when we filmed that. It was just, it was mental.
Yeah.
It was absolutely mental. We were all just completely
Yeah,
exhausted.
we just found one of the buildings in this place and just pitched up a tent, and that was it. 2 weeks.
And
Fuck, that's nuts, man.
did
It was
you
horrible
all
as well.
select some of the locations for shooting yourselves? I mean,
They were Airbex locations that it was Alan Brickworks that we had found
Me and
years
Claire-
before.
Me and Claire had shot there before.
Yeah.
When we thought about doing the film, I thought straight away.
We kind of went around with Screaming, looked at a few places and was like, yeah, there. That's where we're going to do it, and that's where we did it.
So you had a lot of input on it.
Oh God, yeah, I had full input on that movie.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely. I did all my own makeup.
making props.
Obviously, the characters all mine and everything. Screaming helped me expand the story and help with costuming. Obviously, it's scenes set up and what it was going to portray like. But yeah, literally, like I had full input. I think I'm down as behind stage costuming, makeup, everything. We did everything.
I love how she says.
We made all the
props.
props ourselves between us. We did everything between us as a conglomerate.
20-foot dildos walking down a
That
corridor.
dildo, but you've never seen the funniest thing than in my kitchen with screaming, and Richard's
I love that
trying
this
to
is
drill
like,
down a
in my
jack
kitchen.
side.
I talk about a 20-inch dildo. She's like, you haven't seen in my kitchen. Like, where the fuck is this going?
Right, and they had to drill down the jack site and put a softball bat handle into it. And of course, when you start drilling it, it was spinning like that, and I have never laughed so much in my entire life. It was the funniest thing ever.
I actually found it painful.
We literally made everything ourselves. The Teletubbies were actually Lauren Annett's Teletubbies from childhood. Honestly, craziest thing I've ever done in my life.
I want to say I'm not. I want to say, actually, you know what? I can't say, like, I'm not surprised. Like, the shit that it's like, I'm not, I can't say I'm surprised because you saying that, it's like, only you could come up with that story.
It's true, though. It's all completely true.
I have zero doubt about that. I know damn well everything you've said is true. And just to think about it in my head, I'm like, this is something out of like Saints Row or something, you know, a fucking.
Honestly, it was the craziest thing. Making the props for that was,
to be honest,
crazy.
that's the sort of thing we were going for with the dildo bat.
Yeah, that's kind of where we were going. It was something just a little bit, because obviously she's quite like a comic book style character. She's very like she's like an NPC kind of character in a way. You know,
it's not
she
somebody you're going to play as. It's somebody you're going to watch what they do through the whole game.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good analogy. I like that. An NPC.
Yeah, definitely. I've also said I feel she could go into the multiverse now. You know,
that's true.
She could actually cameo anywhere she liked as like any character. I mean, I have different personas of Slutty as well. Like I've dressed her as lots of different things. Like there's Christmas Slutty. Yeah, I've got a 60s Barbarella style Slutty that I'm kind of working on, and I've got another Pyro one. I kind of make all my own stuff, so I kind of sit and I feel she's a universal kind of character in a way. You could kind of, I think the podcast guys had said, you could maybe stick her in an office or working at Wendy's or something. You could actually do anything.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that's what's cool about, especially with like Trauma, like, you know, like they had like, was it Sergeant Kabuki?
Oh,
you know, like
Sergeant Kabuki, yeah.
He went between,
absolutely.
you know,
he's just the best. And
his
the things
movie and then Toxic Avenger.
characters.
You can do the same thing.
Yeah, you can literally take it anywhere you want it, couldn't you, really? World's your oyster with characters, I think. You know, so I was very lucky with Slutty. I was blessed. She was probably one of the best things I've ever made as a character. I mean, I make characters all the time. You see what I do, and I'll sit there and I'll think, right, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to create that. And, you know, I've got Nurse Von Rancid, and I've got Lilith, and, you know, there's loads of other little characters that I play around with. But she was, like, just there. She was a joy to make, and I talk about her in the third person, which is bizarre.
Talk about the third person. I mean, that's what's cool
I'm
about.
being me now wearing it, so it's weird.
Yeah, that's
cool
about watching.
But it's your creation, so you can speak about it like it's its own entity.
She's an entity to herself. She's actually probably one of the best things I've ever done. I do feel she's like my greatest creation. she was perfect very, very quickly. As I said, started out as the Pennywise, and I just loved her from the start. And she had her own persona and her own. She kind of takes over. It's really strange. It's very strange. Does that make me a serial killer? Possibly.
Not yet.
I don't know.
That's so.
We're
I
all the way
guess-
over here, so we're not scared.
Yeah, so we're good. If you want to fly
You're
over here and
safe.
kill us? Fine. Fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm sat here.
Oh shit. True. All right, Rich. Get on the
Sorry
plane,
about your
come-
luck.
Yeah, right. I'll put you under my house. You can stay there for a weekend. Hideout.
Somebody had
Oh.
said on Twitter today that they have my laugh as a soundbite as a ringtone, and then occasionally it'll go off in the night and terrify him. I thought, well, why would you put it as your ringtone?
Yeah, no shit. What the fuck? That's evil in itself. Like Jesus.
That'll teach.
I
him
guess
not to
one
silence his
thing
phone
that
at night.
I could ask you is, so when you're not slutty and you kind of come back to Claire, do you have any trouble doing it? Is it one of those things that can you get out of that character's head and get into your head?
Do you know what? It's like turning a light on. It really is. Like, I'm talking to you as me now, but if I
Sure.
wanted to go,
You
it's
could do
there. It's like she's there. It's really strange. With her, it's definitely like turning a light on. Sometimes you think, oh God, I've got to clown up. Oh God, where is she? She's not there today. Maybe the second you're in that now, for me, definitely the second she's there, she's there. She's there. It is like switching personas.
Sure. No, that's. Can you do
Even
it?
if you're not feeling it, once you're dressed as it and you kind of see
Yep.
yourself and you're there, it's very easy to just slip into her and sort of be her. As I say, I feel there's some
Sounds rude.
schizophrenia there, somewhere. But
I think that goes hand in hand with your talent. That goes hand in hand with your how you can do what you do. If you can flip it on
Very
like
kind.
that, that's
very kind.
It's hard to do. I've watched so many animes and so many movies where I can see, how people do that, and even how they're written. It's not as easy as that. It's like there's it's something that triggers it.
Yeah, I saw a thing. There was a viral going around a few weeks ago. It was a behind set of Jack Nicholson in The Shining just
Yep.
before he does the axe door scene. Did you see it?
Mm-hmm.
It was like a viral video of him, and he's literally like gritting and walking up and down with the axe in his hand, like
Did see that.
pacing himself up.
Yeah, it was like rocking backwards
Yeah.
and forwards. And stuff.
Yeah, and like there's plenty of times if I'm doing a character, and Lauren and Richard both can attest to that if she's still here as well, that I will literally walk around the house like a crazy person, being wherever I am for 10 minutes before I do something. Like when I did the wrestling promos for America a few weeks ago, for Ultraviolent TV 6, was it? I think. I did some wrestling promos, and I kind of had to be in the mindset. And literally, these two were in the house, and I was like walking them down the house, like, psyching myself up into it, and like giggling, and doing the whole thing. And they both just, it's like goes right over their head now, But it's like sometimes, if you've got something you've got to film, definitely. Like I've run up and down with a bat before, and I've like the skate scenes and things like that. The blood scene, with the blood drop, there's a bit like Flashdance, that.
Yeah.
You can't practice that stuff.
No, that's
Because once
the
that
thing.
blood drop's gone,
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's
We had to break the ice on that bucket of blood as well before we threw on it.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
cool.
there was a layer of ice on the top. It was lovely. It was beautiful.
I'm sure it
Actually
was.
took my breath away.
and something like that.
Sure
you only
it
get
did.
one shot, though. You only get one shot. And
That
it
was
beautiful.
a one shot, and honestly, as it went towards me, I kind of had gone back like that, and it went straight up my nose, straight down my throat, and it was obviously freezing. I mean, I've done a lot of big blood blasts before, but it doesn't matter how many times you do them, you do go.
Oh, you don't get used to it. Yeah, you don't. You never get used. It's just your.
It does.
body's
It does
natural
still make
reaction.
you jump. It is quite difficult when you've got that coming at you to keep a straight face, especially when it's really, really cold.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
There's a scene
Absolutely.
in She Dogs of the SS where I shoot the main German guard with a disused Kurz rifle, and we did like a massive blood spattered brain drop with that, and the bucket hit me right in a splashback, and that was the first time I'd done a big blood sort of scene. Took my absolute breath away. It
Oh my
literally
God.
did. You have to kind of like steel yourself.
That's nuts. I don't like it, and I've said it on multiple live events and stuff we've done. I just don't. I appreciate what you guys do and I commend what you guys do, but I don't envy you with what you do. You guys just, it's another world. It's another level.
I am so that small compared to what other people do. There's some so amazing people out there, you know, that have been doing this forever. As I keep saying, I am super privileged that anybody's even noticed who the hell I am.
Don't sell yourself short. Just don't do that.
I'm not, but this is like, as I said, my age, but this to all come so quickly with just what we thought was our creatives and just the way we went, and then obviously getting the movies. And then people saying, yeah, we want you to do this. You've got this. And I'm like, really? Because I'm not that sure.
You got it. I mean,
well,
you work with
and that's
Trump.
all changing.
I mean,
you're part of the community. People are know who you are, and they're recognizing that.
You're stable.
That's just
very kind.
That's going to.
I just hope I do them all justice.
You do.
No, you're a staple like how Julie is and how Rebecca is. You're that household name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, stop. Are you trying to make me blush terribly?
Yeah. Well, how could we tell? You could just say, "Yeah."
You wouldn't be able
right
to
now.
tell right now. No, this is true. Tell you, it hides a multitude of sins. Does the clown makeup?
She's feeling warm.
Okay.
I feel it from you.
You got that aura.
So I mean, some of the scream queens are just blow me absolutely away, especially the trauma girls, the traumettes. You know, they are. Debbie Rushon spoke to me on Twitter a few weeks ago, and I nearly wet myself. You know, you're like, wow. She spoke to me and said I was an amazing traumette. I think I cried. You know, it's like,
see, that shit doesn't happen.
Nice. 1 second.
In the film that you're doing.
Yeah, I've thought about that. He was in there. Yeah, he's just checking. I've got everybody that's in the films out. Bless him. See, without him, I couldn't tie my shoes. Swear to God. But yeah, like somebody like that says cool things about you, and Lloyd says, "Oh, you're my favorite clown." You're like blown away by that stuff. Literally, it's a dream, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
I'm thankful and humble every single day for the opportunities I've had. I seriously am.
Well, it sounds like more opportunities are on the way. So
yeah, without a doubt,
I'm excited about that.
It's going to be a busy year, I think. Good. I've also got a few people asking for next year for different projects, but this I'm so pumped for Diwali Maniac Bloodbath right now. I think it's going to be amazing. I really want to get into that sort of final girl role. I'm ready for that. I could do that. I mean, they're the kind of people that I totally idolize, and they're very mainstream. But you know, like Sidney Prescott and Jamie Lee, and you know, Sarah Connor and Sigourney Weaver. These kind of people are the people that don't we all want to be? As a woman, I'm saying, maybe not for you too, but don't you want to be that final girl fighting her way to the death?
You could be Sigourney Weaver anytime you like.
No, yeah, you would say that. He's got a massive crush.
There's without a doubt. I mean,
hey, Aliens is one of my favorite movies, and I love
Aliens is one of mine.
Showdown scene. So great.
He actually has a tattoo of the alien right across the left hand side of his back.
Aliens is, and you know, and what's so funny is I love like the degrees of horror. We were talking about that last night, how you can kind of put all these movies together and you have like the 3rd degree, 4th degree. And it's funny because, you know, Aliens, we're talking about Scream 2. When they're in film class, they say what sequels outdid the first one. Aliens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's one of the few that outdid the original.
Yeah, it is.
I still prefer the first one.
Although I love the original.
He likes the first one, whereas I'm with you and with that comment that Aliens is just.
And then I get into the thing though.
But they're two very different films, though. I mean,
the first one is horror.
First movie is a legitimate horror movie.
Second one's an action sci-fi
in space. The second one is an action sci-fi with horror elements. But
yeah, it is.
I mean,
and I feel
both wonderful in their own right.
Really used Sigourney's character in the second one, as I say, it was her final girl. Yeah, you know, we saw the end and everything and of the first one, but they really made her the badass for 2. She wasn't going to go back. She weren't having it. Nobody listened, but she came out fighting, and I love that kind of thing with a female character. I love that. I really do.
I like her in 3 too because she tried to tell everybody, "Hey, look, you fucking dipshits."
Every step of the way, she was saving everybody's ass. That was
absolutely.
The
she was always trying to tell them. Yeah. They just wouldn't listen.
And I saw that when I was a very young, impressionable person, and
I
love strong female characters as a result of that. Every time I see it in a film, I'm like, I'm so excited to see a strong female character.
Love it.
Yeah, I love that, and I do feel definitely in horror that's where you do find these big female characters. As I say, if we go to things like Sarah Connor, Sarah again, Terminator 2.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. She
they
was
bring her
badass.
out like a badass. That scene when she's running down the hospital hallway with a baton. Oh, please, I want to be her. I want to be her
Yeah.
every day of the week
Yeah, that's
with a
nice.
nightstick. Oh my god, that's just like.
I'm waiting
I
for
wanna
Rich
be
to
her.
say. I'm waiting for Rich to say. Any day you want to be Linda Hamilton, go for it.
It will. Seriously.
Yeah.
Stop it! I won't sleep.
You hardly sleep.
No, I mean,
now.
but that's the cool thing about these movies is that, and what's really cool is look at the genre. You know, like Terminator 2. Who would have ever thought Linda Hamilton would have become what she did? You know, with that role. I mean, she
it
was good in
just-
the first one,
It
but
was perfect.
Yeah,
It was
it was-
just the female strong character, and I got on about these, and they're not sort of, as you said, they're not kind of what people would say the coolest movies because they're so mainstream. But you know, at the end of the day, those characters, I feel horror is one place you can get that strong female character
Mhm.
absolutely.
every day of the week.
And yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, Nev Campbell with Cindy Prescott. I mean, even like I said, Gail Weathers with Courtney Cox. It's the same.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even
It's on the same
again,
level.
that girl has survived so much as well, and she's a bitch as well, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, she's a proper bitch.
Mhm.
And of course, Rose McGowan. You know,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
wow,
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Rose
yeah.
McGowan, Scream
Yeah.
Queen.
Yeah,
Panic
Let's
Terror.
not forget the
Oh,
ladies in the
Panic
craft.
Terror.
Yeah.
What a God. What an underrated fucking movie
So
that
I didn't
is.
want to forget
I
to do
love that
something.
film.
What?
I didn't want to forget to do something. I changed
doing?
my name for this stream.
Oh
here, and
yeah,
I
we have a
was
we
told
have,
that at some point
we
you
have-
may
we
have
have
been
an ins- we
known
have an inside
as
track that-
Calamity Claire.
yeah. You
And
have
I was
a
just
you have a
curious if there was
nickname.
a story behind that.
We want to hear it. There, Calamity Claire.
I am the most clumsiest person, believe it or not, you would ever meet in
Oh,
your
yes.
life. I have had some horrific accidents.
If anyone's going to
God.
get there, fall over, bang their head, and I'll do anything, it's going to be Claire.
When I was 11 years old, we'd gone to spook ourselves in some graveyards with some cousins, and I climbed over the graveyard railing. We'd all got spooked while we were in there. I was the smallest. I climbed over last, and the spike went straight through my shoulder and came out of my chest.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's Claire for you.
I had 117 stitches inside and out. I've got a tiny little scar on my back now. I was 11, remember? So, you know, it's faded well. If I've got a really bad tan, you can kind of, it comes out more. That's just the beginning of
What?
And you have no long-lasting damage from that?
it. Debatable.
Brain damage,
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Debatable. I do have kind of a dodgy back, but I've had so many accidents. It could be from any of them. That is like a tip of the iceberg. If I'm
Okay.
honest, I think I've got 9 lives actually. To be perfectly honest, when I was about 13, I was walking home from the park, and do you remember glass milk bottles?
Yes.
Glass ones, yeah. There was some group of kids playing at one side of the road. One threw one, and it hit the curb. A piece of glass came off and went into my ankle and cut my main artery.
What?
I walked home on it. I walked
Yeah.
home on it for 5 minutes and passed out on my mother's doorstep and had to have a blood transfusion.
From loss of
see.
blood. Get out.
What the fuck?
This is
That
why
is
this is calamity.
crazy.
Claire,
This-
right?
This is
It gets
exactly
worse.
this has
Trust
to
me,
be
it
this
gets
has to be it's
Worse.
inspiration for this character. It fucking
How does
has
it get
to
worse
be.
than almost dying?
Yeah,
It
no
does,
shit.
seriously. I
She probably died and came back.
Honestly, I've been real well. We can rebuild her. Honestly, it's ridiculous. I've not even started. Seriously. So we will flash forward to something else. Ooh, I had a clown accident in an abandoned building about 4 years ago.
Okay.
Have you seen some of the ones where I swing quite high up in
Yeah.
abandoned buildings?
Yeah.
There's some of it in Slutty, but there's some old ones where I have
Okay.
some swinging ones that are really old. And we were in there that day. I was filming little clips and virals and things, you know, promos, bits and pieces. Richard had gone into a different room in this abandoned building. I was around 7 foot up in the air on this swing. Done it a billion times. It's what I do. I do it a billion times. And I hadn't tightened it properly. It was my fault. It was completely my own fault. He wandered off and I said, I'm just going to do 5 minutes more film and I'll catch you up. And the side broke and I fell flat on my back on a broken parquet flooring. You know, where you got little wooden tiles.
Oh,
And it was
Yeah.
all split because it was in the abandoned building. And I went straight down on my back like that.
Yeah, right underneath where she was, all the flooring's like all broken, all stuck up like that. And bang, she went straight on it, man.
I never cry when I hurt myself. Ever. These lot have seen
terrified
me
me,
do
hasn't
so many things. And I
That time you
literally
did.
started screaming like a banshee. I thought, I've broke my back. I thought, I'm never going to get up.
Yeah.
What I actually said when I hit the floor was, I've broken my fucking phone. He thought I'd shout because he was across the other side of the building, I've broken my fucking back. He came running across the building, was sheet white, and I couldn't move. I was shaking. Oh, dear mate, oh, I love you. Yeah, I was shaking. I was literally shaking. I was dressed. We had a tricycle, all our equipment, which we got into this abandoned building, all our lighting, cameras, everything.
4th floor.
I was dressed in full clown gear, which is the corset, the Spanx,
The whole
everything, the
thing.
boot, the whole thing. He tried to take my corsets off so we could look at the damage, and we couldn't undo them because I was swelling that badly. I actually thought I was going to end up hospitalised. We got me changed. You got me, everything else out of the building. There was only us two.
We was 4 floors up, and
4 floors up.
this building's like
it was just you two
a big
there.
old building.
Just
Yeah,
us two.
Just us two.
On our
Holy
own with all
fuck.
gear, tricycle, everything.
It was about 6:30 in the morning.
6 in the morning.
We'd gone in the night to go and do it, and phew,
So we got out,
That
and he
scared
managed to
me,
get
that
me in the car, and he laid the seat back in the car, and he said, "Right, I'll get you back to Brady." He said, "Then I think we're gonna have to go to casualty." He managed to limp me out of that, and I said, "Look,
Okay.
let's just get home, and I'll see how I am."
that was a 40-mile drive home.
40-mile drive home. Got home, had
it
some
was probably the most
painkillers, was in
miserable
agony,
drive.
and I thought, I'm at A&E in the morning. I thought, I've got to go. Next day, I was just black and blue, and I got up again. It took me 7 months though to get back on a clown swing.
Holy fuck!
I didn't. I was terrified for like 7 months. I've never fell before and never since, thank God. But
Yeah.
it was just a normal day though. As I said, I do this a lot. I go on clown swings like up, high up a lot. You've never seen scenes of me and Lauren on high swings. Yeah, those were the same swings that I came on.
Wow! Holy shit!
And it was like it scared me for a long time. Then we'll
Yeah, no
cut to
shit.
one day when we were exploring the beach. If you'd like to go on.
Sure.
You don't. I
Yeah,
have
she
it
tried
written.
breaking a rock with
I
her head.
have this written down. So yeah, keep going.
So we'd all decided to go out. I was with Lauren and her son, who would have been about 3, Leon, at that point. There was loads of us just having a day out on the beach. There's a cove near us. It's quite big white pebble rocks.
Big rocks, like as big as us.
I had boots on. I had my rucksack, normal day, all just pottering along. I did have a bottle of lager. It was sunny.
It
We
was a
were
can-
out. We were
it was
camping.
a
And
can of Stella, and she had a bag full of cans of Stella as well.
that's another story. But I wasn't drunk. I was sober. I missed my footing, went straight down. Instead of putting my hand down, I went to save my beer.
Good
And I
job.
hit my head on a rock there. Like
Oh.
right there. And literally, I kind of got myself up a little bit. And my friend B, explores with B, another urbexer, looked at me and I went, I'm all right. I'm all right. He went, you are not all right. I went, what do you mean? And I looked like Harry Lehman in the first Jason. My face was out
Jesus.
here.
Honestly, within minutes, the lump on her head was like the size of my fist.
Honestly, it was the
massive.
maddest thing. And I didn't cry. I didn't
Almost
make a
like
sound.
half a
It was
helmet.
like, I think I must have been in shock. It was like bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. And my face was huge, and everyone was like, right, we need to get you back. We need to get. I was like, oh, I'm all right. I'm all right. I was like, where's my beer? He
See,
tipped it out the second
a
I've
trooper.
gone over. He
That's a trooper right
disgusted,
there.
angry. He was like, you should have put your hand out, saving your beer. It was like, oh my God. But yeah, I'm
Breaking
really,
my
really
bottle of
accident
beer.
prone, and all my friends will tell you the amount of times they'll look down and go, what are you doing down there? Because I've just fell over
I
myself.
just fell over. I'm not breaking my beer. Fuck that noise. I'll hit my face.
Exactly. I was saving that beer.
Yeah, yeah. See,
That's
I
what I
understand.
got.
Wow.
I get it. I completely understand.
Yeah, but I'm quite. I don't tend to know when I've done these things either. I throw myself into things. A couple of times on Slutty, I nearly binned it as well, and like proper caused myself an issue. I actually have backlash from the back, bruises on my arm from the beating scene, which probably they thought got beat to death in that, bless her. But I had backlash on my arm from the
Jesus.
dildo back, smacking back.
Yeah, when you see the film with all the marks on Lily's back,
They're real.
they are real. It's not makeup or anything. I mean, she really did beat the shit out of her.
And well, we'd done it once, and it was like, it doesn't look real. And she was like, no, go for it. I was like, are you sure? She was like, no, go for it. Ups to her for that, I'll be honest.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I mean, that CD was, and I mean, she was fully up for that, you know.
Yeah, so when she's screaming in pain, she actually was really, really in pain.
Oh, I hope you bought her a beer.
But this is the length she go to, you know.
Jesus.
God.
All
I said
right.
my boots fell off me, you know. It was crazy. It was an absolute labour of let's just do this. We've got a chance. As I say, it was pitched to us so quickly to say if you can do it. I think it was 6 days after they said do it, and we had 11 days to get it done.
Are you sure
Wow.
you shouldn't be Calamity Clown? Did you think
Maybe,
about
yeah.
that one?
Maybe. Well, Slutty the Clown gets problems with its name, unfortunately. I know
Well,
she's my name. I made that name, and I made it for the reason of it's a bit wrong.
Of
I
course.
like that about it. But it causes problems.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people will go, oh, well, we don't want to talk to that person or deal with that person because of that name. But it is quite flaggable
Sure.
on things.
Well,
Sure.
we had it the other week, didn't we? You was going to do the thing.
Yeah, I was going to do it. I was going to do a appearance, and literally just as my normal clown, nothing over the top, no trauma style, you know, just my normal clown persona.
Yeah.
For an Easter event for a local business, a friend of ours, and he got a huge backlash because of my name within seconds. And we kind of I decided for him because he was quite happy to go ahead, and I was like, look, for your business sake, we live in a very small town.
Sure.
You know? I was like, nah, pull it, man. You don't need the negativity. And I'm used to that. I know my genre is over 18s. You know, I'm
Sure.
well aware of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt.
I guess one thing too is like, so obviously everybody tries to shoot for the top. You know, everybody wants to be in a Hollywood picture and be,
No, God, no.
and you don't want that.
No.
Yeah.
No. I want to do art and create and be funny characters and do silly things and fun things and things you're not supposed to do in movies as well, to a certain extent. You know, I want to have fun with it and I want to enjoy it. It's never going to be about being famous or money. If anything, just if people see what we do and think it's fun and cool, whatever it is, and that's enough. You know, I think that's enough. But you can wait. People have said to me, people wait their whole life to be in a trauma film, and I know that. How lucky am I? You know, you got to count your blessings.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky. I could go back to just doing my photography probably tomorrow and think, God, I've had a great time. You know, I could. I'd be happy that I'd had this experience and blessed with it. Most people don't get any chances like that, especially as an unknown. Really, at my age, you know, it's not something that happens.
I mean, I think it's incredible, impressive, whatever other word I can throw in there. I mean, just, you know,
You make me blush, but you wouldn't see it, as we said.
yeah, just say. I mean, you know,
I think you have the right mindset. I mean,
Yeah, I think that's what makes
it sounds
you
to me like you give
successful.
it everything when you go in to do one of these projects and leave nothing to say, well, I could have done that a little harder. I could have done a bit more.
Oh no, if you're gonna do it,
sounds to me like
you're
gonna do it.
All in.
Yeah, don't.
And,
I certainly don't believe in half measures with stuff ever. If you're going to get that opportunity to do something so creative as your daily life, then why give it 0.5%? Most people, as we said, you work in an office all day or a factory or whatever, and there's nothing wrong with that to pay the bills.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely nothing. But if you've got a chance to do something, even as we say, we do the weddings and portraits and things like that, you know, you want to do it and you go with what we've got. The older we get, the opportunities we're afforded, it sucks sometimes. Yeah, exactly. Jamie's right. And it's like, I'm lucky to get these opportunities at my age. There's a billion young B-movie actresses, creatives, photographers, models, a quarter of my age with longer careers, you know, and models over my age who've been grafting forever and not had half the chances I've got.
But you've got what you've gotten, and you know, you doing what you do. I mean, age is just a number. I mean, the thing about it is you have experience. That's That's the one thing. And if you looking at what I've seen, especially with this whole indie horror scene, indie horror circuit. I mean, there's some people that I'm like, man, you are going to go to the top. You're going to be a staple.
Oh, see, so many creative people like Jamie as well. Jamie's work absolutely blows me away, and she's super genuine and nice and grounded and authentic, and it matters. I think people genuinely see that when you're being noticed by people and people are looking at your work, that the integrity behind it and that you want to do it for the right reasons definitely shows through. I think people notice that with people. People can tell when people are doing it for the right reasons, and they love it.
Mm-hmm. Hence, coming back to you.
And you know what I love about this, in my personal experience on this end of things, is that we set this up to have a conversation, with you and talk about your character and the work that you've done. So we are in one sense talking to Slutty the Clown, but in the other sense, I feel like we got some real insight as to who you are, who Claire Bacon is.
Thank you.
And that is wonderful. And that's what I like about this is we get to meet
thank you. As I say, I feel like you two know everything about everything, and it's kind of like I'm so new, and I know it's a horror. I love horror. Being creepy is my absolute life.
That's true.
But it's absolutely true. But it's like, you kind of move in these circles, and you kind of you get a little bit like, they're going to think I don't know what I'm talking about. And, why are you here? You've only been here 5 minutes. Why are you here?
Today. She's been a nightmare.
Well,
I'm just reading Jamie's comments. Sorry, I'm blind.
If you notice, some of her makeup is a bit wobbly because her hands were shaking while she was doing it.
You don't tell people those things.
We do. We tell everything.
Oh,
nothing.
Me, I'm honored to just reading Jamie's comment. I mean, Jamie's amazing, and I'm so honored that you lot have even noticed who the hell I am. It's like a dream.
She has spoken nothing but absolute, amazing things about you. I can tell you that right now.
If you were a nightmare today, we are appreciative of that.
Fuck yeah.
Not all dreams are nightmares, but all nightmares are dreams.
This is true. You just better hope Slutty's not in them, because it's kind of a bit both.
Fuck it, whatever. I'll take that chance.
Do you know what? I've had a lot of people who said, I didn't used to like clowns. I kind of get that kind of reaction. It's like the tagline that Lauren created, the tagline of you don't know whether to come or cry. Actual Lauren created that. And it's true. I get a very mixed reaction.
I saw it come across her page. I'm like, how did that not get fucking flagged?
Honestly, God, we've had a lot of the trailers. The Red Band trailer got removed. A lot of the original trailers got removed. I'll be perfectly honest. The name, as I say, flagged. The tagline flagged, but it was kind of always trauma. So it was always going to have those. I mean, Shakespeare shitstorm.
Shitstorm, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're always going to have those flags with trauma. Really, it's expected. Trauma do what they do, and they do it so well.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be disappointed if something like that didn't get brought up. Be like, oh, listen to that title.
Yeah,
I guess,
exactly.
Rich, I guess
you certainly served me well with the name.
Oh, absolutely. What do you think about this whole thing, Rich? Is this something that, I mean, obviously you support her with whatever she does. Has it ever bothered you with what she does, or you're usually involved with it anyway? So I guess that's what makes it even better.
Yeah, well, I'm the taxi driver, so I'm always there. I'm always helping out with everything.
He's more than that, and he knows that. He's trying to just be like, oh, poor me.
He's the caterer too.
Yeah,
we just do what we do. We just have a laugh with it.
It makes a mean roast. I must be honest.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, Rich is so supportive. He really is. And I mean, 90% of my ideas, we sit there, as I said, on a Tuesday tea time when we should be having lasagna and watching soaps or whatever, like most people do. And we'll be throwing together an idea or a cosplay. Or did you see I messed about and did 30 seconds of Jason last night? I put some pictures up during the night. Yep. When you're doing a swimsuit calendar at 3 and then you're killing co-eds at, killing counselors at like 10. And it's like those kind of things are really natural to us. Like as a normal night, I'll think, oh, wow, I'll just do this. It'll be funny. And it's like you kind of look back and think, oh, wow, for a 2 second sort of something to do. Yeah, it's a cheesy little swimsuit with a Jason mask, but it's kind of fun, and it's like
It's still pretty
nice to
fucking
one of
awesome.
those days. It's nice
Still
to one of
pretty
those
badass.
days.
Like, we'll get to sometimes, might be 10 o'clock at night, we'll come up with an idea to shoot somewhere and say, right then, let's not go to bed. Let's set off at midnight. We'll drive right to the west coast of the country, to Wales, into an asylum or something,
And just shoot something.
shoot it, and drive straight back up. It's all good fun.
It's an
Hell yeah.
adventure, isn't it?
Sounds amazing.
Like you said, life's too short to just think about doing something and not doing it.
It's true, and I think being older, I think that is the case. You know, it's like once you get a bit older, and I say our children have grown and gone, and they've got their own lives, and it's like we now have the opportunity to do something like this as a living. You know, I say a living.
Yeah.
It's kind of a living,
It's a
but
living.
you know, as we all know, everybody in horror's broke anyway.
It buys a
Yeah.
loaf of bread every month. We're all right. We're all
Always
good.
dramatic.
Everybody-
He'll have us down as a Dickens story, won't he? So, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? If he makes a mean roast, that loaf of bread goes a long way with some mayonnaise.
Does indeed. Does indeed.
Exactly.
Oh, I love mayonnaise.
Well,
Yeah.
we've
I
been
like
on here
the
for
roast
over an
potato.
hour and a half. If you guys want to keep talking, let's roll. If not,
It's
I'm
up to
alright.
you. I'm good. If you're good, if
I'm
you're
all
bored, I'm quite happy to see myself
Oh.
off.
no,
I'm
I'll
all
let the master of disaster, my executive producer, make the call.
Calamity. Tell us.
Oh, me. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we can stay on for a little bit longer, but
Sure.
I am going to
Let's
have
go.
to head back home and get ready for our other event tonight. We're going to be doing some
Ooh.
talking about what's it
Anthologies.
called? Anthologically correct. We're going to be having a
Anthologically
discussion
correct.
tonight about anthology films and
Anthology films. Oh,
yeah.
I think I'll come on and
Yeah.
join in the conversation because I absolutely love anthology films.
yeah,
Yeah.
7
I
our
did
time, I guess
did
midnight
Trick or
your
Treat,
time.
cosplay a while back.
Yeah.
Trick or Treat cosplay.
Oh,
Cool.
that's probably one of the best anthologies. If
Yeah,
not-
I think the head's behind me somewhere. Oh, is it?
If you can say that.
There's a sound.
Oh my
Hang on.
goodness.
Shit.
Yeah.
Hang on, it's not. It's
I-
asking if-
That is
That's
one of the
awesome.
most underrated characters. Sam is one of the most underrated
Yeah,
characters.
That
Mix it
looks
up
really
with it.
good.
That looks
Yeah, we
amazing.
did that a while back.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
it needs the tie around it because obviously once it's on, you have to tie
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So.
Yep.
But we did that. Yeah, I love anthology films. I love those kind of things.
Yeah.
Video Shop Tales of Terror 2
Hmm.
with the horror on Sealock, Sing Lal. I think Summer Diwali is in a shot in that. Also, I've got to go talk to Sing when I go up there about possibly being in somewhere else in Tales of Terror 2. As I say, it's the other side of the country for me. So until I go up there for Diwali, I won't get to sort of chat to those lot. It's all sort of up in the air. But yeah, I'm hoping to work with them on an anthology. So
Sweet.
That would be
Hell
great.
yes.
And
Yeah, you need
Yeah,
to
I'm
hop
looking
on. If
forward
you know
to
if you know about anthologies, we'll be on there. I'll send you. a link.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, drop by and check it out and throw some
yeah,
comments
I
in
like
there.
to come on. I do like to come on and listen. You know, I'm actually learning at the same time. You know, as I say, I'm learning on the job. So like you two, like teach me loads of things that I
Yeah.
should be knowing.
Oh,
And
I
Jamie
lear-
too.
I
Yeah.
learn the whole time I'm on too, because there's always somebody to
Yeah.
say something I've never heard of before.
We have a
and,
lot. We have a very
yeah.
diverse.
We do
group
have a
that
good
we
group.
have that comes on, and I'm like,
Yeah,
what the fuck
everyone's
are you
lovely,
talking
and as
about?
I say, horror
Can-
community in general, I've found have been absolutely lovely.
Yeah. On our streams, there's a guy we call Canadian Boy Ryan.
Hey, boy,
He
Ryan.
has some of the most eclectic knowledge of like obscure horror stuff that
Some
I've
people's
never
knowledge
heard of.
blows my mind.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely blows my mind. Even you guys, as I say, it's like I said, I
Yeah.
made the joke earlier about Killer Typewriter 7 with the extra credits, and you know, it's like
Yeah.
you know, you just think, oh God. And I'm trying to catch up, you know, but there's a lot of movies.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies. We don't have as good streaming services in this country either. I need to get a VPN, which I don't have. Ours are
Oh.
so much different.
That we can get.
Yeah, I need to get maybe Tubi.
Too big. Yeah, it's not
Tubi's
available in this
fucking
country.
amazing. Tubi is
I
where
think
we
I have to
get.
get a VPN and another gateway for it because I'm here. I can't
Yeah.
download it.
I
or-
tried a couple of
I've
days ago.
tried.
It's just not available in this country.
Yeah.
Damn, that's.
And our Amazon and Netflix is completely different as well. We
Our
don't have
Amazon and
Hulu.
Netflix, to be honest,
That's
is
what
shit.
Ryan. That's what Ryan tells us is that because he lives in Canada. It's the same thing. He gets like
Yeah,
different stuff. I'm like, damn, that really
absolutely
sucks.
completely different stuff. It's crazy. It's like I need to get a better setup. But as I say, like our selections on Amazon and everything, it's all completely different. Disney, even to a certain extent, there's some things we don't get that they get, silly as it is.
Yeah.
It's very strange. All regions are different, I find.
That's nuts, man. Like that really.
But we
sucks.
can get trauma everywhere. The same.
Shocker. I want to say I'm surprised, but I'm not.
That's awesome.
That is
Yeah, trauma
Well,
is awesome.
Because they run it themselves, right? They run it
Yeah, they
themselves.
run-
Yeah,
That's their-
it's
that's their
all
app.
completely run themselves. Yeah, trauma is all theirs, and I think it's now on Amazon, PlayStation, Roku. You can get it on everything now,
Everything.
and it's cheap. I mean, in the UK, it runs only like $3.99 in the UK.
It's $5
No,
here.
$3.50.
It's
Yeah.
$5 there. I'm like, for what
Yeah,
you
it's
get,
$3.50 in the UK. It's cheap.
it's
Yeah, so
insanity.
£350 and £5. That'd be
Yeah.
like said price then.
Yeah.
And you get the shit that
Yeah.
Trauma makes. You get Toxic Avenger,
Yeah, Toxie's on
you
there.
get
There's
access
some
to
great
everything.
stuff.
everything. It's nuts.
Yeah. Absolutely. And
That's
there's so many great indie directors as well on there. You know, movies that you're never going to see anywhere else.
Yeah,
Just
Return to Nukem High
absolutely-
is like Return to Nukem High Volume 1 and 2 are like
Yeah.
top echelon for me. That is it. They
Absolutely.
are incredible. Yeah,
Absolutely.
they're
And I'd
very,
say
very
like
well
some
done.
of the new stuff, as I say, Balkan.
Yeah.
I'm so ready for Mother Mortis. This is going to be great.
I
I'm
can't
ready
wait
for
to
that.
hit him.
Mortis.
I want to.
I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, I am
I'm
too.
surprised Balin in actually. I'll definitely tune him on the watch back. But yeah,
Yeah,
you should speak. He's great. He's got some
Oh,
good
Yeah,
stuff going
yeah,
on.
cool guy.
Yeah,
Balraj.
I'm looking forward to that stuff, man. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, his kill count's amazing. It's what it says it on the tin. You know,
Yeah,
it's
I
what it
think-
is on the tin.
think-
Diwali Maniac Bloodbath.
I think that's going to be exactly what it says, a bloodbath.
Good,
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
good.
I can't wait.
Sounds great.
You're also Rich is also working with the FX team and behind scenes as well on that while I'm
Yeah.
in it as well. So
Damn, that's so awesome.
Awesome.
So cool, you guys collaborate and tag team. That's fucking badass.
we
That is
we
great.
love working together, and we've learned everything we know pretty much together. You
Mhm.
know,
No, like we say, we're really new to it still. Like this when we're going down to London in a couple of weeks to do the bloodbath thing. I'll learn so much from that. I can't wait.
It blows my mind that you guys say you're new because you just don't. Your personas and you just don't act like it. Like it's
Yeah.
like you've
A
been doing
lot
this
can
for-
happen in a couple of short years. I mean,
Yeah.
What you see is what you get with us.
yeah, it's
We're never
literally
any
what you get.
different to this. We're
That's
just
how we are.
simply
Apart from not using the dog makeup.
That's how we are. We don't bullshit anybody. We tell everybody, hey, if you don't like what we're talking about, you know where the end button is. Hit it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I said, I've had, obviously because of some of the modeling stuff I've done and the trauma as well. If you don't know trauma and you are into trauma and the average Joe blogs, do you know how many times people say to me, "Oh, so you do porn?" It's like they think tits and blood, and if someone doesn't understand the genre, especially in this country, I find sometimes.
because of the name Slowly the Count, everyone we bump into friends all the time
Yeah.
in the supermarket or in the street and they say, "Oh, is it porn?"
Yeah.
Because of the name, you're like, whoa, what, pardon?
Do you think I am Diggler? I
I
wish.
mean, I've had like 4 shots and like a beer, so it's I can say it, and if I say it and you hit the M button, I get it. But she was like, "Yeah, look me up at Slutty the Clown." I was like, "Slutty the Clown."
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I
I
was
get
like-
this all the time, and I'm
I was like,
used to it. and
"Fuck!" I
that's
was like,
cool.
"There's not
I'm
any
good with
porn."
me.
I was disappointed.
I know. I'm good with me. I do have other pages.
I'm just saying,
Doesn't
Rich.
mean
I was,
money.
I was a little disappointed. I was like, "Fuck!" Like I looked up Slutty the Clown. I'm like, "But is there porn?" Nope. Fuck. Now I'm disappointed.
No.
Now I'm disappointed.
No, but it's true, and I'm kind of used. It goes over my head. I'm perfectly comfortable with who I am. I'm
Sure.
old enough to be perfectly comfortable with who I am. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's like I'm kind of, as I say, I'm kind of unembarrassable and unshakable as a person. Anyway, it's very rare that someone could say something that I wouldn't have a smart mouth answer for. No,
No,
It's kind of a bit-
it kind of sucks that, like, of course the name, but it sucks because, like Rich said, everybody thinks it's porn. It's like but it's more than that. Like,
Oh,
Watch what-
absolutely.
watch-
but I
watch
mean,
what
don't
I
get me
do.
wrong, she is. God, she plays like nymphomaniac clown for God's sake.
well, yeah,
But it's like I've done nude and fan art modeling. I've done kink modeling for years, so I am perfectly comfortable with who I am and my body and what it does. at my age. You know, it's kind of how it is. But it's like, it is strange if somebody doesn't know that genre. I picked that name myself, and I'm quite proud of that name. And I always said I wouldn't change it, even though when we talked about the film, we all, you know, we sat around the table and went, it's going to get flagged, you know. But it was like, I was quite adamant that, and so was all of us, the director, everybody was adamant we kept that name because that's her name.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
and it's like, it kind of, if you're doing it for the love of it, it doesn't matter. As you said, people have an off button. People can tune out. People can not look at it.
Yeah.
And I do expect people to think that with a name, you know, and then hope they're pleasantly surprised that it's a little bit more than that.
Well, that's
Really?
the thing. I think that's why your character is synonymous with Troma right now, because it is more than just, you know.
She's dark.
name.
She's a dark character. As I say,
Yeah.
she was always based in something a little bit more blood-laden and sinister and stalker-esque and kind of childlike, creepy.
Yeah.
I have an obsession with dolls and things as well. You know, like creepy dolls and things. I used to modify dolls as well, but like my house is full of those kind of things. I'm very strict.
I fucking hate dolls. I
Fucking
my
love them. I've got
sister-
hundreds.
my sister
There's
fucked
not
me
one,
over
yes.
with dolls.
There is.
I-
There's one here.
See, I watched me and my dad watched Dolls, and my sister
Yeah.
got wind that I was terrified of it because I was like, I do not like it. Yeah, see, fuck
Dolls
you,
all
dude.
over the house.
No. And I always went in my sister's room and just willy-nilly just went in her room, and she started putting dolls up and the door threshold. And guess what I did? Stopped dead in my tracks, went right to my fucking room. I wouldn't go near her room for almost 3 years. 3 fucking years my sister tormented me.
3 years.
3 fucking years.
That's great.
We had a big party once for Halloween when the kids were teenagers. I think the kids would be teenagers at this point. And we used to make all sorts of props. And I made like a girl in a white dress with the black wig, like the Ring girl, sat in the corner
Oh yeah.
with her hair over the
Yeah.
face so you couldn't see the face. And it was
Mhm.
sat on like a part of our hallway in the upper part.
It's
wasn't
like
it?
hallway from one room to the other.
And we put like a red light on it as well.
It was
so,
just
like,
sat
kind of
innocently
creepy.
in the corner.
And our
Why?
daughter was like,
That is
always
fucking
like, you
torture.
two scare me. They were like, why would you put that in the house? They're like, what? We live in a dungeon. What is wrong with you?
And my nephew John is like, what the fuck is that? Get rid of it. Yeah, he's a big girl. He's terrible.
That's so great.
That's what's so great
There's
about
always
horror
one.
movies is it doesn't matter how big you are or how strong you are or how macho you think you are. There's something that's going to scare the shit out
That
of
creepy
you.
little girl in the corner is the one that's going to make you run.
Bam, without a shadow of a doubt. So yeah, you can be 7 feet tall. It don't matter. Something's going to scare you in horror. And I think
Yeah,
that's what's great.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As I said, I don't like things like insects and things, which is probably one of the only things that I really like a bit about. And like cockroaches terrify me. The fact that I know that like in other countries, they're like pretty a normal thing to see pottering around terrifies me.
I don't think that.
Absolutely.
Fuck that. That better not be a normal goddamn thing I see around. 'cause
Yeah, well, I
there's a
see,
problem
you
at
know,
that
I see
point.
things going, oh, yeah, you know, people have got cockroaches or whatever, and it's like, whoa, no, thanks, you're okay.
I don't like moths. Can't stand them.
Really?
He's
yeah.
terrified of moths.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
there was once when our oldest lad was about 14 or 15. He came into the living room one night and said, there was a great big moth in our bedroom. So I went in there looking for it. So I fuck, I ain't going in there. So we threw the cat in, shut the door,
True.
and even the cat went nuts to get out. I mean, this thing was massive. It was like aircraft, man. It's like you could smack it in the face and it just comes straight back.
Whoa!
Come on, man. Oh, I hate it. This game.
I have to listen to this, by the
It's
way.
like Australia over
Is
there.
there
now.
any
It's like, holy
wonder
shit.
I'm like this? Seriously.
Holy
Fuck
shit.
cat.
Fucking got Mothra in their house. That's fucking hilarious.
Oh, they are
It's
horrible.
terrifying, honestly, it's terrible. In fact, I have to do spider watch. He can't do it.
Have you seen them when their eyes glow? If you put a light in their eyes, their eyes glow.
Why
Up.
would you do that?
That's what they do.
But why?
They're horrible things.
They,
Who even invited them? There's no need for them.
they really,
pretty
I
sure
really
there's
don't see what they
ecological
do. They
need for them.
eat clothes.
They do eat clothes, actually.
You
But
know,
they can leave my Crash Bandicoot t-shirt alone. I know
yeah, right. Fucking that's hey that
that.
Crash Bandicoot shirt is fucking epic.
I think I've got 2 of these.
I think you might
I've got
have.
another one like it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Most of mine say like Fat Zone and things like that.
Yeah, he's so dad. He's so dad t-shirts, you know, like grilling, you know, he's that
Yeah.
guy. He's so
Yeah.
rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
a man. I'm a man. Man.
Thinks he is. I think we all know he's manly.
Yeah, Claire's got bigger balls than me. It's true.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It-
you
but
beat
it
the
takes-
shit out of
but
people with big
See,
dildos.
you
I
know,
mean,
people say that, and then I'm like, but the fact that you say that, doesn't that give you bigger balls than the person that you just said? Has
Because
bigger
I'm big
balls?
and ballsy for admitting it. I agree.
Bam, bam.
I
Absolutely.
didn't realize it was going to get all some deep shit, like, guys. God.
Hey, that's what we do. We fuck the horror movies and stuff. We'll dig
I'm
and dig and
joking.
dig. We'll go way deep, way deep. But no,
I just dig myself a deeper hole every time I open my mouth.
It's male bonding going on here, Claire. Just,
yeah, exactly.
you just sit in the corner.
Damn. Oh man, don't put baby in a corner. No, this has been fucking fantastic. I can't thank both of you guys enough.
No, thank you for listening to us talk
Yep.
absolute
This is
waffle.
I could do this all
Oh,
night. I would just skip our fucking hangout and just be like, I've
You've
been
got a
talking-
hangout to do.
Oh,
You
don't
be
do
here
that.
because that's so many shots.
well,
Yeah.
Clint, you go do it, and I'll just stay with them.
yeah, I'm gonna do it.
We'll come
Um,
on, we'll come on the hangout. don't
Yeah,
worry.
we'll watch it.
Fair enough.
Sounds
enough.
awesome. We'll be glad to have
When
you.
I was watching you last night, when I said, right, I'm off to go to bed now, get cuddled up to Claire because she was fast asleep,
Right.
I turned my phone off. Next thing I know, I woke up freezing my nuts off in the chair at 5 in the morning. I was gone. And I was cold. I got told off when I got in bed.
Because they really need to know our personal life. That in depth.
I love it.
obviously,
I
right now.
love it. Now I know. See, I have another thing.
refreshing.
Like when we talk again, I'm like, well, now I have this. Now there's little tidbits that I know now.
Do you remember that thing in bed with Madonna? We should do in bed with the Bacons.
Oh, for God's sake, he's now just being ridiculous, paying no heed to him. At that
I love
point,
No, there's a video.
Go ahead and send that message. You can send that message to me, and we'll just have it there. I'll be like, hey, there's record of this.
Here he
There's record of
goes. I
this.
knew he was. He's there, isn't he? He's in. Here you are. More shots for that man. You're gonna have great fun on the hangout.
Yeah.
Amazing, fantastic.
Well,
Um,
we are excited for your upcoming projects, and what I'd like you to
Thank
do
you.
is
Yeah,
share your
thank you
journey
so
with
much.
us. If you
Yes,
would share your
please.
journey with us, and anything that you feel like you want to put onto the page, and keep us updated on what's happening
Thank
with
you.
you.
Yeah, we will
We
do
would
one.
love
I
to
do
see that.
appreciate that.
Blow our fucking page up, please.
Yeah.
People need
Yeah,
to know who you
I
are.
will.
I'm hoping that I can take a load of behind the scenes photos and that. As soon as I can use them, I'll put
Yeah,
them on that,
as soon as anything we can use, anything set in stone, I'll be sharing anyway. And thank you guys so much. It's been really good fun. You've been absolutely awesome.
It's been cool.
And thank you very much for chatting with us tonight.
Oh,
Always,
The
thank
pleasure's
you for
all
coming
ours,
on. I
trust me,
appreciate it
it's-
very much.
yeah, we definitely. They said we love everything you guys do, and we just want
Thank
to see
you.
more.
Oh,
No, you
thank
will.
you. You will.
Lots
I'm
more
not
to
going
come.
anywhere at this point. You won't get
Lots
rid of
more
me
to
soon.
Well, guess what? Neither are we.
That's right.
Lovely. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. We'll see you later.
Thanks a
Thank you.
lot.
Much love.
Cheers, lads.
Bye, 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 bye,
Cheers,
bye.
Richard.